Welcome back for another jazz collection video. This is part 3. I'm sorry, part 2. I don't think I'm going to do another part. I do have a couple other jazz CDs. Miles Davis, Nefertiti, and some others. Yeah, I'll do another part because I don't have them all out at this time. I don't want to drag everything out because I still need to put this stuff up back where it belongs. So there will be a third part. So we have Miles Davis, Round About Midnight. This is the 2 CD Legacy Edition by Columbia. You get the original album here with bonus tracks, live tracks, and I believe a couple things that were left off the album. Yes. Very cool outtake photos of the cover. Miles Davis kind of blue. There's also a 3 CD edition of this. I think one with the DVD as well, if there's the third disc. But you get, the original album here with bunched in with different takes and all false starts. And then songs that were left off the album on disc 2, which is a pretty good amount of songs, and they're actually really, really good. So let's look behind the discs. I usually just play. Here's some session photography. I never really looked at this. I usually just play the MP3 version of this album in my car. Pardon me, I just have to put this up because I don't want to damage it. The cost of these editions are quite a bit now, I would imagine, if they're not still being made. Sketches of Spain. These are all legacy editions, by the way. Don't have the discs for this one in here because these were harder to get out. I don't know why they changed the packaging on this, the disc holders, but they did. Again, you get original album tracks and stuff that just wouldn't make it onto the album, like a full master take of Seda. Great classical album here. Stardust by John Coltrane. An older CD edition, but this is the version that's available. And the Connoisseur series. Bird, Mr. Donald Byrd, Bird in Flight. And I do have some other CDs in this series. Some I did not buy due to their price, but this one was a tough one to find for a good deal. Keep all those together. Thelonious Monk Quartet Misterioso. Also been released on some different configurations on record. The original on mono and a Bernie Grundman remaster and digital and an analog and stuff. It's very interesting, the history of all these. Miles Davis All Stars. I was going to get a Japanese version of this album. LP, I think it was a 70s copy on eBay several years ago before I bought this, and probably the next day I just ordered this on Amazon. But yeah, Walking, the Miles Davis and his All-Stars. Sorry, I wanted to say quintet or quartet. Okay, these bunched together. Johnny Griffin Sextet with Donald Byrd, Pepper Adams, Kenny Drew, Wilbur Ware, and Philly Joe Jones. Great album. I don't really know the tracks on this one, but I listened to it the other day and considering selling it, but decided not to. Louis Armstrong, The Definitive Collection, and I have more Louis Armstrong MP3s on Amazon Music. Bought them all. I wish they'd make it easier for you to get to your purchases. Unfortunately, they do not on the app. So you're kind of locked out of them on the app, which is very unfortunate. Maybe someone can tell me how to get to them. But at this point, I don't know. I think these over here. Pardon the pause. I have to keep up with these and put them back where they pretty much go. I mean, they're all in a certain spot. So, alright, we're going to go with these next. Miles Smiles, another legacy edition. A lot of the Miles Davis albums, I just have the legacy edition stuff. I don't really need the best sounding versions because I already have a lot of these on record, minus this one. Don't think there's any bonus tracks on this one. There is an edition with them, I believe. Maybe the Mo Fidelity or something. I don't know, but sounds good enough to me. Could it sound better? Yes. Monday Nights at Birdland featuring Lee Morgan and Hank Mobley. I'm not sure which artist this would be categorized under, but this was only officially released on record, so good luck finding it. I mean, in good condition for a decent deal. But this is a bootleg CD of the entire concerts, 2 concerts or something. Fresh Sound Records. There's a track listing again. Miles Davis, Miles Ahead. Here's the original cover. Don't know why they decided to take this off there, but that's the original cover right there. Right there. And there's some bonus tracks on here. Pretty good. It's another pretty good kind of jazzy, classical album. Classical music album. Mo Fidelity, ultra high quality CD. This is their, Ultra Disc or UDCD 547 gold CD. So this one sounds pretty good, minus the sounds a little compressed, but I had to have this, and I'm not going to sell it because I paid a decent amount for it. You just get the original album here, as almost all Mo Fidelity CDs from this era did that, or they did that with most of the albums they released on CD. But yeah, it sounds. Oh. Wait a minute. Am I thinking of something else? No. This does sound a little bit compressed, but, worth having in your collection if you want it. Unfortunately, same with this one. 2003 Woody Van Gelder remaster on CD of the same album, but the cover looks really, really good, and it's actually more of a green than blue tint that's showing up on my camera here. You get a couple bonus tracks anyway, some alternate takes of Blue Train and Lazy Bird. I'm on to this one, even though I have a older copy. So, but yeah, you get a few extra pictures here that weren't in the earlier CD edition, which I do have. John Coltrane. This original album tracks. This is an Impulse record. That's the interesting thing about a lot of these jazz artists. They kind of moved around throughout their careers on different labels and whatnot. So we'll actually do a couple of these together. I'm going to go back just for a moment back to Blue Train. Here's a 1980s copy of the album on CD, which sounds very, very good. Must say, probably the best sounding CD version, I would have to say. Just original album tracks with this one. No extra photo in the booklet. Let's just take a quick look. Oh. Yeah, just the original essay, I believe, that came on the LP, which I don't have an original LP of it. And if you guys want me to go back and redo the video of my jazz CDs, I will, if you'd like to. Another John Coltrane. This is a more recent acquisition. Crescent, the John Coltrane Quartet, a much later album. But great, just great stuff. Will I buy some more John Coltrane albums in this series? Probably so. But these sound great. I mean, whoever did all these did a fantastic job, I must say. Oliver Nelson and the Abstract. The Blues and the Abstract, excuse me. I have this record. You get the pictures here. I believe they include these on the acoustic sounds edition of this record, which I do own, which sounds really, really good. And another original. I'll just stack all these together. put them all back up together because these are all the same series. John Coltrane Ballads. There is an edition of this with bonus tracks. I did not get it due to the fact that I needed to save money. But you get these pictures which came with the original. And all the discs look very similar to each other in terms of, the label. Not exactly the same, but great personnel there. I've seen these photos. The Three Sounds. Analog Productions Super Audio Disc. Another Analog Productions Super Audio CD. Ike Quebec, Blue and the Sentimental. Very good album. Don't know that they re-released this on record. If there is one, I believe I found that there's one in the old classic records or Music Matters Jazz. Maybe this will get the Tone Poet treatment, and it'll be much more affordable. Unfortunately, at this point, it's probably not, or still not. A XR CD from Blue Note, more recent one. Lee Morgan, Tomcat. Of course, it's an old album though. So much for doing the Blue Note collection, CD collection. This is pretty much it. So, Tenor Clave by John Coltrane or Hank Mobley, I can't remember. I heard some of this album on the radio long after I bought the CD and thought, hey, I never thought they'd play that, but I did hear it. There's a newer version of this on CD, a newer remaster, but I got this because it was the least expensive option, which I'll continue to do if I continue to buy more of these CDs. Miles Davis, Miles in the Sky. Legacy Edition. Some alternate takes. Jimmy Smith, The Sermon. I actually played this not long ago on my phone. And then I actually heard some of this on the radio here very recently within the last couple of weeks. It's actually, I think there's some bonus tracks on here. It looks like there's 3 of them. Consider buying the album, but it's just too expensive. Back when I was looking at it, it probably is now. Miles Davis, Bitches Brew, a 1993 or 90s. 90s CD remaster. Sounds pretty good. I like these big thick cases too. I like them. Sorry guys. Bobby Hutcherson, Happenings. Very hard to find on CD for a decent deal, surprisingly. Really liked it and played it. I'm going to play some of these during my time off. Lust Live. This is the DCC Compact Classics Gold Disc from 1997. Sounds fantastic. Very close to a vinyl record. Don't think I have another edition of that on CD anymore. Cool Struttin', Sonny Clark. Maybe I do. It's just in my cabinet. I'll show that in another part. Cool Struttin' by Sonny Clark. What a great CD. This is an older 80s copy. Sold my Rita Van Gelder CD remaster. Just didn't care for the sound on it. I mean, it's just the mastering. All the performance is great. Chet Baker, Chet. What a great album. I did have the Analog Productions or Acoustic Sounds edition pre-ordered and then canceled that in favor of this because it was taking too long and I didn't have the money. Actually, I had to cancel a bunch of my Acoustic Sounds record orders. Unfortunately, just fell on hard times and now even harder times. So, yeah. Trio 64, Bill Evans. Older CD copy. This is from Germany. It's a Target edition. I know it doesn't mean it came from Target. Or they said it was. But yeah, what a great CD. This has also been re-released in the Acoustic Sounds series here recently. Wayne Shorter, Speak No Evil. Another older copy. I think this is from 1990 though. And it's actually from the UK. Alright, moving onward. Let's get into these. Tina Brooks, Minor Move. I believe this is a connoisseur edition. Maybe not. I believe it is. This is the cheapest option on this. I guess to get this guy. This got the tone poet treatment, and people gobbled it up, and it's awaiting a repress right now on record. And I was gonna buy it back when that came out, but I just missed the boat on it because I didn't have a lot of money back then. Spending a lot of money on records. Midnight Blue. This is the long out of print and Analog Productions audio CD, or sorry, Super Audio CD. People want this to come back in print, and I paid a pretty penny for this one. This one's made in Australia. Yeah, excellent album. Grant Green, Matador. I was gonna get the Music Matters Jazz edition of the album, but it just cost way too much. So I settled for this, which was probably like $10. That sounds great. Another Connoisseur, The Waiting Game by Tina Brooks. What a great CD. I think this was done by Ron McMaster. No. Yeah, mastered in 24-bit by Ron McMaster. Unfortunately, he was let go from Capitol here recently when they shut down one of their studios. Another Connoisseur CD edition. Bobby Hutcherson, the kicker. This got the tone poet treatment here a couple of years ago, and I didn't buy it because I thought, why? I mean, this is a great album, has a lot of great personnel on it, but you know, I've decided to save space in this room and save money. Another old CD edition, Blue Hour by Stanley Turrentine with 3 sounds. There is a newer edition of this on CD, and it costs quite a bit for some reason or another. And just had to get this older one, which is fine. You know, it sounds great. Then there's like a bootleg with extended, with more tracks, and I considered getting that, but I thought, well, it's probably not gonna sound as good as this one. So, all right. Portrait in Jazz by the Bill Evans Trio. I believe this is, oh, it's a 20-bit K2 disc. Sounds great too, I must say. And it was inexpensive too, which is good. Duke Ellington Masterpieces. This has been Big Band and Swing, and I'll do a separate video on that kind of stuff. Alright, let's put the rest in. John Coltrane, Blue World, a more recent release. The tapes were found by his family, by his estate, which this is a great album. I'm surprised it was not released back in the day. I'll be playing this later tonight. Also released on record as well. Yeah, we'll be doing other parts. I do have some more jazz CDs. I'm just going to plot those other 2 that I mentioned at the beginning of the video so I can show them in full HD. And this video is in full 1080p HD at 60 frames per second. Bill Evans, Some Other Time, The Lost Session from the Black Forest. What a great set. All these great pictures. It's a Riverside release. The booklet, and this was actually released for a limited time on record, or limited edition on record. True Blue by Tina Brooks. I think there's some more jazz CDs in some of these other boxes I haven't checked, maybe? Oh, we'll see. Well, this show in the third part, excuse me. Mainstream, I think this is John Coltrane, but there's a lot of different personnel on here. This was very tough to find as well. Actually, I had to cover that address just to make a previous video. But yeah, interesting. Wells Fargo as a track. You have West 42nd Street, EFFPH. I mean, I don't know what they're going on there. Yeah. More recent release. This was supposedly shelved up until 2020. Just Coolin', Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. Standard Coltrane by John Coltrane. Just an older CD copy from Riverside or Prestige. Oh wow, this one's CTI Records, Stanley Turrentine's Sugar. What a great album. Let's continue on with the old ones. I have some newer ones too. Jazz Impressions of New York by Mr. Dave Brubeck. I have an older record of this as well. Soul Station, Hank Mobley. 1988 CD copy, mastered by Ron McMaster. He did a great job with his mastering of these albums. Original colors on the artwork there. '60th anniversary of John Coltrane Giant Steps. Some of these tracks were offered up in a earlier CD edition, but I wanted this for the artwork and stuff and for the improved sound, which it does sound a little bit. The mastering is a little bit better than the Rhino 75th anniversary copy. And for the outtakes, I mean, some of this stuff is not available. Okay. Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, First Flight to Tokyo, the Lost 1961 recordings. What a great package here. I mean, and this was released on vinyl as well. Just beautiful stuff. I think I've shown the pictures behind the discs in my pickups video. But there's an extensive booklet here, and I'll talk about this in another video. Dave Brubeck Timeout. Bill Evans Trio Waltz for Debbie. And that's it, guys. So hope you guys enjoyed part 2 of my jazz CD collection. Come back for part 3 coming soon.